How y'all doing? I'm Paul Ryan, your host of the Across the Cowboys podcast. If you're new to the show, thank you for joining us. And to our regular listeners, welcome back. With me, as always, is my co-host, the greatest co-host in the world, Mike the Pig Crum. Mike, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. Excited to be back on. Had last week we took off. That would be on me. I had stuff I had to do. I apologize. But we're back.
Yes, sir. Mike, where can we find you on X, sir?
At CD Piglet, guys. Nice and easy.
And, of course, no show would be complete without the conductor of the Jake Ferguson hype train, Mr. Brenden Fergy Smith. Brenden, how are you?
Doing great. We got baseball going on right now. We also get college football coming out. It's pretty great, right?
Yeah, I can't complain, man. Brenden, where can we find you on X, sir?
You can find me at Brenden_Smith26.
I am Paul Ryan, and you can find me on X at Paul_Ryan15. Well, as the offseason continues and with training camp right around the corner, I'm excited to be bringing back another fan favorite series, Cowboys Beef, for its fourth season. For those who are unfamiliar with the series, we bring on fans, content creators, and everything in between to discuss the past season, talk about the upcoming season, their Cowboys fandom, and of course, their Cowboys Beef. Our guest today is a superhero and movie buff, all-around cool guy and freelancer for the ODPH podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dre Driven to the show. Dre, how are you?
What's up, everybody? Hey, glad to be here. I'm looking forward to Olympics. That's my thing. So now, I'm good though. But thanks for having me on.
Yes, sir. Dre, where can we find you on X?
Well, it's easy. Dre Driven 83 at X. That's all. Dre Driven 83.
Yes, sir.
Good name.
Well, Dre,
Good name.
Dre, I know you're a superhero fan, but what led you to becoming a Cowboys fan?
All right. Well, all right. It's kind of like it's kind of sad story, so to speak, but it's a joyful story. So when I was about 6 or 5 years old, my grandfather was a Cowboy fan, and as the first time I ever watched a football game was with him and my uncle, and they was Cowboy fans, and so they got me to football, got me to Cowboys fan, and then shortly after that, my grandfather passed away, and so I kept the tradition on. And me, my uncle, he kept his fandom on as well until unfortunately he passed away. So I'm the only one on my side of my family that's a Cowboy fan. So I don't want to be. I ain't trying to be a Debbie Downer, but that's how I became a fan of Dallas.
And when was that first year? Was that pre the 90s Super Bowls? When you guys were doing that, or was right in the middle of that?
It was the beginning of the 90s. The beginning.
All right, so I'm pretty sure your favorite Cowboys memory is going to be from
the beginning of the 90s. So it's like
you were young. What is your favorite Cowboys memory?
Yeah, exactly. He already know ahead of time what I'm going to talk about a lot.
Well, who's your favorite all-time Cowboy?
Oh, Emmitt Smith all day. Emmitt, that's my guy right there.
Yeah,
Can never go wrong.
Good answer.
Yeah,
that's a
Definitely
great answer.
not. Oh, who's your current favorite Cowboys player?
I like a lot of them guys. Of course, is CD. Micah, but I like Lawrence. He's been loyal. He's been with us for forever, and I kind of still a fan of him. So I'm dedicated. He's been dedicated to us for a long time, and hopefully get that chip one day. Hopefully.
Man, after that interview he had where like Stephen Jones I don't know, man, and he had to get the contract through Jared. That was like because he could have easily been like, F these guys, man. But he still stuck around, reworked it, and so he'd be a Cowboy for life. I love that. Give me your Cowboys Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, exactly. That's dedication right there. Yeah.
Sorry about that. There's a delay.
Well, I'm biased again because the time I was raised. So it's gonna be Troy, Emmitt, Dion, Michael Irvin, and Miles Austin. No, I'm just kidding. No, Miles Austin.
That's a fun poll. That's a very fun
But,
poll.
yeah.
Dude, that's fun. That's fun. Well, this question, there's not many to choose from here, but what was your favorite offseason move by the Cowboys? The one of like 4 options.
Don't forget the draft.
That's fair.
Let me see.
But
It's a lot of them that the draft. Let me see. So I mean, like I said, I'm happy they brought Zeke back. That was a good pick right there. They keep Martin staying around, which is really good. I'm happy about that. And Mike as the defensive coordinator, that should be a good situation. And how they worked on Micah's new contract exercises their option for Micah. So hopefully he stays around for a long time, and hopefully they pay CD eventually.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, of all the players the Cowboys lost in free agency, who do you think is going to be the hardest to replace?
Well, I'm still mad about the Cooper situation. I'm like, why we let him go? We needed him badly. But right now, from last season, it was Tony Pollard. I mean,
okay.
Zeke is back. I'm happy for that. But Tony was a good handcuff, and he could be the leading running back for us. And he did a pretty good job, and he could play multiple positions. So I was kind of like, they let him go. But like I said, Zeke is back, but Zeke and him was 1-2 punch situation back then.
Yeah.
Do you think this Cowboys team's better or worse than last season?
Defensively we got better, but I'm still, Mike, I had a problem. I need another target. I need another offensive target. I'm just kind of mad they didn't get these certain guys, because this is what we need. A little bit more. A little more firepower. That's what I want to look for. But I think we're a little better than we were last year, but offense is still a little tricky. I'm not sure about that yet.
That's fair.
Yeah. Well, do you like that Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott are both on prove-it type deals?
Yeah, I am. I'm happy because they got to prove themselves. I like Dak. It's time to show and prove. Like, it's enough is enough. We need to get past the first round of the playoffs. Can we get deeper into the playoffs, please? And Mike, I mean, you took Aaron to the Super Bowl. Well, that's great, but you need to show that you could bring us a championship ring, because it's getting tiring after a while. It's really getting tiring waiting around for these guys to do what they got to do. But I think they need to prove that they are worth the money and the time to stay with us with Dallas.
Are you worried? This is a follow-up. Sorry, this is off the show sheet. Are you worried that if Mike McCarthy isn't the guy this year, that they're just going to do another like Mike Zimmer becomes coach? Or do you think they'll finally go after like a Bobby Slowick, a Ben Johnson, some kind of offensive, innovative mind?
I'm in Jerry's world. I don't know what he's planning on doing. I have confidence in Mike. The problem is I don't know if he just can't. Don't know what's the issue with him, why he can't do it like he should. I don't know, but Jerry's world, Jerry might just make Mike the coach or something though, because I don't see him going out to get anybody else. I'm not sure. If Mike was up to be hired, I would say go get him. My guy from the Steelers, Steelers coach. But
yeah, easily.
I don't know. Yeah, but we see how this goes. But like I said, I like Mike, and I have confidence in Mike. But he got to show up now. We got to do something. Enough is enough.
Yes, so we mentioned that Dak's on a 1-year deal. If you can only pick one of Dak, Micah, or CD to get re-signed, who would you pick and why?
Sorry, say it again. Sorry.
I said, I know we mentioned that Dak is on a 1-year deal right now, but of the big three players in CD Lamb, Micah Parsons, and Dak Prescott, if you could only pick one to get re-signed, who would you pick and why?
That's a tough question.
I think a lot of people echo that sentiment right there as far as re-signing those guys.
I'll go with Micah. I'm going to go. Say it again.
No, I was just saying, I think a lot of people feel the way that you feel about those guys being re-signed.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Micah. I mean, CD is nice. I like CD, but Micah seems like he's all for it. He's all in. I mean, I know CD's probably all in too, but defense win games, so we have to go with defense. That's gonna be the make it or break it for any team.
Yeah,
I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all.
What's
What's your biggest concern heading into this season? What's the biggest worry for you about this team?
Well, worrying me about this team, that they keep fumbling the ball, man. It's like we got a great team, and it's just we get to the almost to the promised land, we fold, and it's like every year we folding to teams that we should be destroying, and that worries me. Like, hope we get out this slum. That's my worry for this team every year. Mike, me, I'll be, me online, I'll be upset. I'll be like, I turn the game off. I'm like, I don't want to watch this no more. So yeah, just to keep folding when it's time for us to get past that hump. And that's the problem. And that worries me every season.
This is a question I'm very biased to, but outside of the big three, Micah, Dak, and CD, which one of these three players do you think Dallas needs to resign? Jake Ferguson, Deron Bland, or Osa Odighizuwa?
Well, I know you're a guy, so I'm that's a hard one, but Bland, I'm going Bland because when Diggs went down, he came through for us. So Jake ain't going nowhere. I don't think he's pretty good, but I'm going Bland. He was a good backup when Diggs went down, and he helped us a lot. So I'm gonna go with him.
Absolutely.
Not a bad choice at all.
The one all-pro of the three.
I can't imagine our defense without him last year.
For now, Mike. For now.
I know that you mentioned you want Micah Parsons of the big three if you can only pick one to get re-signed. But outside of Micah Parsons, who are you most excited to see in Mike Zimmer's defense this year?
Well, for one thing, we have Eric. Eric, he's familiar with Mike, so he should know the scheme really well. And I want to see what Big Mouth talk about. He like hitting people, Smith. I want to see him hit some people this year, So we want to see that. But Eric should be the lead of this because he's familiar with Mike than the rest of the guys are, and that should help out a lot. But we see what goes on in that aspect.
Like that.
All right. So which player this year is your make it or break it player? Meaning, like, if they don't show something this year, that's it, man. You got to get them out of here.
Hate to say this, but I like Dak. I like him, but Deuce, he been in long enough. He got to do something this year. I mean, I know we can't blame him for everything, but something got to give. And I like him. I like him as quarterback. Just time is ticking, and we need to get back to the promised land. You know what I mean?
Elite regular season quarterback. I think other than Mahomes, he could be in any tier with any quarterback in the regular season. But that postseason comes, time to step up. I get it, man. I ain't gonna hate on you for that.
No, it's a free space here, unless you talk bad about Jake Ferguson, and then it's not. But for everything else, it is. Well, you're already talking about Dak, but he's been in the league for 8 years and only 2 playoff wins. Do you think it's just time to move on from him, or do you think do you think it's just time to move on?
Once again, he got to show improve. I mean, he's been here for the longest. I mean, we gave Romo a whole bunch of chances, so we can't be too mean to Dak. But it's time to do something. I mean, it's time. It's about time. At least get past the first round. At least let's get us past that. If we get past the first round, to me, that's Super Bowl right there. Like, yes, we won. We get past that bump. That's to me a Super Bowl right there, win right there. But Dak, man, I mean, I won't be hard on him, like I said, because Tony Romo will be giving him a whole lot of chances. But yeah.
So I know the next question was, you kind of prepped for that one, but since we kind of get a sense of how you feel about Dak, I'm curious if it sounds like you want to see more from Dak. I think everybody wants to, but if Dak's asking price to $60 million, are you willing just to let him walk and see what we have in Trey Lance?
Once again, Joe and improve. I mean, that's what I'm gonna say. He want that money. He got to show that he needs to get paid that amount. That's what I'm sticking with. He got to show it. If you want to get paid, you got to show something. But once again, you can't really blame him for everything. But quarterback is the main leader of the team to a certain extent. So he's got to show up. That's all I can say about that.
I'm excited for this question now. Give me one word to describe Dak's career up to this point, obviously.
One word. Ooh, that's hard. Oh man. Okay, you gotta give me a minute. Let me think. One word.
If you need to, give us an explanation, a quick explanation, and then we'll combine together to get a word that fits that explanation.
He is elite, but he needs to show that he could take this team to the Super Bowl. If Mahomes could do it a number of times, but he just needs to show that he could do it.
All right, guys, let's think of a word for that. Who can come up with a word for he's good, but he's still got to step up in the biggest moments?
Mid. That's kind of what he's going for. Mid.
I don't know if that's very fitting. I mean, it's fitting for the playoffs, I guess, but I don't know about for his regular season.
I was just going off of what he was saying. Trying to think of a word.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one to come up with a word for.
Well, it depends on the way you go at it, though. If you're talking about for the fan base, or you're talking about just what everyone else sees, because you're talking about for the fan base, it's underappreciated. Yeah. The word is underappreciated, but it all just depends on the way you're looking at it.
What about lackadaisical?
No, because come on, dude. If anything, Dak isn't like the one thing Dak is the hardest working player, I believe, in the league. I'm
talking about not Dak the player, but Dak's career. That's what we're trying to describe, right?
Yeah,
but
that could work. That could work. That could work.
He works so hard, like that's a hard word for me to put on even on his career.
But the thing is, what we're trying to do is you're looking at the numbers, you're looking at his stat line. You don't see the name. That's what you're describing. So you don't know Dak's. You don't know the quarterback's work ethic. You just see the numbers themselves, and that's what you're describing.
I ain't got one for this one. I can't come up with.
Yeah, it's hard, man. It's really hard.
Yeah,
tough one.
Yeah, it's a hard one. It's a hard one. Because he's not disappointing, but yeah, it's hard. I mean,
I think disappointing could be fair,
guys.
because when you see what he is in the regular season, and then in the playoffs it comes up, and it's not all his fault. I mean, the defense, God, you want to talk about disappointing. The defense has been as bad or worse most games other than the 1-9er game in the playoffs. But I can see disappointing. When you look and you go, other than Patrick Mahomes, who in the regular season over Dak's career is definitively better than him in the regular season. He's the tier under Patrick Mahomes. Then you get in the playoffs and he's mid. Like, he plays good. He played Tampa really well. He's had horrible games versus Green Bay. Like, so I think disappointing is fair to say, if this guy's this good, and then hasn't been able to take pretty talented teams up over the top, I think disappointing's fair.
Yeah.
Well,
fill in the blank. If blank has a breakout year, the Cowboys will be Super Bowl contenders.
Nation, Mike said that. I'll be like that.
Fair. I get called an Eagles fan sometimes, and I'm one of the biggest Dak homers in the world, but I get called an Eagles fan all the time because last year I had Hurts above Dak. This year I have Dak above Hurts. I go year to year. It's how I am. I rank year to year.
All how it turns out.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
Well, who needs to have a breakout year for the Cowboys to be Super Bowl contenders?
Man.
This is a tough one. There's a lot of candidates.
Wow, these are tough questions, guys. There's a lot of them. Oh, man. I think Zeke need to be old Zeke. Go back to old Zeke. The Zeke we first got him. With that offensive Zeke line, I mean, we got a wall, and we built some more, and we built another wall as well with the guys he draft. So I think Zeke need to be old Zeke, and I can't say CD because CD's good, you know what I mean? And I think the defense guys really need to pick it up, and the best defensive teams last season, and we probably will be this season, but we can't let these plays go, stop. We can't let plays go like open catches and all that stuff. We need to be tightened down with the D. But I think old Zeke will if old Zeke shows up, that'd be a good way to help us get through. And the defensive line just got to keep going to another level. They're already stacking up on their offense, so we need to make sure our guys can stop their impacts in the offense. That's what I think.
We might need it to be a mix of Rico and Zeke. I don't know if Zeke could go 200 plus carries and be old Zeke at this point of his career, but maybe if we could get a half of that from Zeke and then half of it from Rico Dowdle, that could be something that maybe behind this new line is possible.
Rico Elliott, baby, come on.
And that's why I said I'm mad and let Tony Pollard go, because that would have been great.
Rico Deuce Elliott.
But that's why I said I'm mad Tony let Tony go, because Tony was great.
Yeah.
Tony got
Yeah.
paid too much. He got paid
But
way
like I
too much.
said, Tony had that 1-2 punch, him and Zeke. And, I don't know, if that was a smart choice, but only time will tell,
Yeah. All right, Jay. Here you are. You get a chance to squash your Cowboys beef. Maybe it's with a player, a coach, Jerry, Stephen Jones, or a content creator. You have 2 to 5 minutes to squash any beef that you have with a Cowboys personality.
I got to go up top. Jerry. Why do you like spending money? You spend plenty of money in the 90s, and we was a dynasty. I mean, he acting like they're broke, like they don't want to pay nobody. Come on, man! Like everybody and their mama is signing people. The Philadelphia Pigeons have an arsenal. And I mean, come on, we couldn't even get that. Hicks? Come on, man. He went to the other Texas team. Come on, man. It's up. I gotta go up there. Jerry. He's the problem. He act like he didn't want to spend no money. And Mike, come on, man. I mean, I know you got that Super Bowl win with the Green Bay with the Packers though, but come bring some of that to us. You know what I mean? But that's my beef. The ownership, and we one of the top franchises in the league. So I don't understand that, but only time will tell. But I think back a little bit, in my opinion.
Hearing them talk about how they never pay a free agent more than $6 million, and now they're not even like them. Like we draft and sign our own. You got 3 All-Pro players. Sign some of them. Like, what are we doing? Like, I had no issue with the guys they got rid of. I understand you're not going to pay Biotis and Dorrance Armstrong what they got paid. I can live with that. But they never replaced any of them but the middle linebacker. And then you don't participate in regular free agency, and then you don't sign any of our All-Pro players. Like, re-sign your freaking players. Like, don't do anything. It's annoying. I'm with you. That's a Cowboys beef that should be for about every fan of Cowboys in the friggin' whole spectrum.
Yeah. All right, Jay. Here we are with Would You Rather, and we're gonna kind of keep it with the Dak theme because I like your feelings towards Dak. So I'll ask you this: Would you rather sign Dak to a 4-year deal, $60 million per year, and you're guaranteed to win 4 total playoff games, or you let Dak walk and you see what we have in Trey Lance for 1 year?
All right, let me see. Give me that last part of that question again, Paul.
So you win a total of 4 playoff games. Could be a Super Bowl, could not, or you see what you have for Trey Lance for 1 year.
I feel like if you get 4 playoffs wins, that should at least give us a push towards the Super Bowl. So I'm gonna go with the Dak one. And I wanted to put this on record. I know I'm kind of like the weird Cowboys fan, but I'm not yelling Super Bowl every season starts. I take it one we gotta stick with. I don't yell Super Bowl. No, I say let's see how this goes. Yes, sir. Let's see how this goes.
Brenden, what of that scenario? What would you pick? Sorry, Dre.
That's me. That's what I'm on the record.
I still go
Dak. I may be the weirdest one. I'm weird Cowboy fan saying that though, but I'm realistic.
Yeah.
Mike, what about you? Same. Okay, I figured. All right, here's a Cowboy shout out. Dre, share your 3 favorite Cowboys social media accounts, websites, and/or content creators.
Not me though. I know I'm up there, but don't somebody other than me. Everybody knows me. It's fine. I heard that I was all 3 of yours, but don't do that. Just pick 3 other people. Mark me off.
It was Mike. It was CD and Piglet.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly. But no, well, I got a Will, the fantasy,
Our
finest.
finest.
That's my
Yeah.
guy right there. He would tell you, in our fantasy leagues, I am one of his nemesis.
Hmm.
It's
He
true.
hate
I
playing my
follow them
team.
both on Instagram. It's
He can't
facts.
stand it, and I love him for that. And he loves me for that. But I'm his rival. Every year we play together. I like LP Cruz too. He's a pretty cool guy. I like him. And somebody named Mike Tag or something like that.
Mike
Yes.
I'm getting
Tags.
names wrong. I'm
Hey.
sorry. And of course, I like Skip Bayless.
Oh,
Stop.
oh no, we
Skip.
took a wrong turn.
Skip is the fake.
We have took a wrong turn.
You lost me,
Yeah.
man. You're
So
cutting out, Drake.
That's my shout out.
Hey, those are great lists, man.
Okay.
We've actually had all three of those guys on the show, oddly enough, man.
Yeah, I said
LP's been a co-host.
Broken our heart one too
Yeah.
many times, Mike.
Yep.
Yeah, I was saying I said Skip Bayless, but I was like, nah, that's a joke. That's a joke. He's not a real Cowboy fan.
No, he is not. No, he is definitely not. I have the proof in my phone that he is not.
And to come to find out, he actually left Fox Sports 1 today.
Well, he'll leave at the end of the summer. He's not re-signing. Thank God. Keep him off TV. We do not need to see that ghoul. And it ain't even about him with the Cowboys. He's not a Cowboys fan. He plays a character on TV. It's about how he is as a human being. He's a terrible human being. Awful. He's terrible. Keep him off TV. It's Stephen A. Smith's loud and annoying. He's not a terrible piece of shit. He doesn't call people out their names and no, dude. He doesn't make up stories about people. Like Skip Bayless is a vile human being. Get him the hell off of TV. Everyone will be better for it. He is a know-nothing. The man thought Rico Gathers was going to be our offensive weapon one year when anybody who followed the Cowboys, anybody could tell you that the guy was battling to be on the roster. Frustrating.
Yeah.
He's a moron.
Let it out, Mike. Let it out.
Sorry, it's Cowboys Beef, man. Let's go.
All right, Dre. Give us a bold call,
man.
Cowboys.
It's not why you mad. Get up your chest, man. Give your chest.
I hate him.
And while I'm at it, I want to add this. To any fans in general, why burn your jerseys? You know how much jerseys cost? That's beef with any team in the league. I'm like, okay, your team did bad. Why are you gonna burn the jersey? It's a lot of money that you're burning. I don't like that. That just bothers me.
You paid them already. They don't care. You already paid them. They don't care if you burn the jersey. Stupidest thing I ever seen. Like you're affecting the team. Exactly. They got the money already.
All right, Jerry, give us a bold call for the Cowboys season. Maybe a player or the team, something you think that the team or player will do this season.
Okay, well, I think like we always make it to the playoffs. But this year, we're going to get into the playoffs, in my opinion. But like I said, I'm not yelling Super Bowl. I'm taking it 1 week at a time.
Okay.
Give me a bold. See, I thought you were going to go fantasy, man. Give me a bold Cowboys fantasy prediction. That's what I want.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Yeah, so that's my bold prediction. The team works together. We get deep in the playoffs, and we will see what happens from there.
But give me a bold fantasy prediction. Give me a bold fantasy for the Cowboys. A fantasy Cowboys prediction.
That's a good one. I think Jack is gonna be a top 5 tight end in fantasy, and I'm think when I do my draft, I'm gonna try to get him around. If I get around 7th round.
All right, Fergie, the hype train. I like it.
So I mentioned the OD. Oh, go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
No, please.
Jaron, I mentioned the ODPH podcast during your intro. Can you talk to us a little bit about what you do for the podcast and what you guys got planned for the off season?
Well, I do freelancing for them, so I do reviews, about shows. I did a couple articles online. The guys got a lot of things going on with them. Nerd Initiative is our crew that we run with. I know they excited for Comic-Con. Unfortunately, I think I'm going this year. I ain't told Ken that yet, but I guess when he hear this, he gonna know that. But they got a lot of things going on. You just gotta follow them guys. ODPH podcast on X. Follow them. Those are my guys. I'm doing a couple videos. I'm looking at the show. I finished a show on Netflix called Supercell. I gotta do a review for that. Deadpool is coming out, so I'm gonna do a review for that, and I'm gonna see if they want me to do a write up about the new Superman cartoon. So I'll see how that goes though. But just follow those guys. They're doing a lot over there, and they're good guys, good people. And even though Ken is a Bill fan, and that was one of my favorite Cowboy memories when we destroyed them. Sorry, Ken. Don't get mad at me. I got nothing but love for you, bro. But when we beat y'all at that game, that was a good feeling when we first started Dynasty in the 90s.
Yes, sir.
It was beautiful.
Well, hey, Dre, man, we appreciate your time, and thank you so much for sharing your time and coming on. Before we get you out of here, where can we find you on X?
Dre Driven 83 on X. I will give you my Instagram, but it's private, so I have to improve you. Like, I gotta see if I want you to join me over there. I think Mike is on there with me, of course. I think y'all two is there. If you're not, look me up. But it's Dre Driven 83 on X.
All right, Brenden, where can we find you on X, sir?
You can find me at Brenden_Smith 26.
Mike, let them know where they can find you.
Letter C, letter D, Piglet. Nice and easy. I'll talk to you on Instagram later, Dre, I'm sure.
Guys, I am Paul Ryan. You can find me on Twitter at Paul_Ryan15. We appreciate you joining us, and we will see you guys next week.